Good Saturday evening, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here live for our Saturday evening First Alert Weather live stream. Obviously, snow falling across mid-Michigan here as we entered really the 6 o'clock hour, but have continued through 7 and 8 p.m. Snow chances have become very widespread. There was some changes in the afternoon. One of the things that you're probably noticing is that heavy snow is just a little bit farther south. That was the trend through the day. This has been a system that has not held together very well on the forecasting models, at least on the location of it, but it's here and it is falling, especially into our southern counties as far north as the Bay. But I have gotten some reports up north that it is pretty clear at this point, so that's a good thing. But we've also had reports of roads becoming very slick here on our Saturday evening. So we'll take a look at our traffic map just after this. But again, Sky Tracker shows consistent snowfall from areas as far north as Whittemore, and then as far south as really the Indiana and Ohio border. Owasso seeing consistent snowfall. Flint right now seeing a consistent snowfall that looks to continue here for the next few hours, at least through about midnight. It's going to be after that that it starts to lighten up and we'll get a good recovery into Sunday morning. But I did want to look across the region at our traffic because it is slowed down. Again, I've gotten reports here over the last hour and a half of slowdowns, especially out towards 127. But as we can see here, 75 there, this is our Flint Vehicle City Harley-Davidson camera that is showing slowdowns in that area just near Miller Road. And then out towards Birch Run, also showing traffic slowed down, has been flowing pretty well, but still be careful as you get out and about here on our Saturday evening. I'm going to pull out a few more cameras real quick just to show you what we're seeing as you get out and about. So just to have a better idea, I actually pull myself back up here just to have a better clear view. But we'll see if I can find our camera real quick just to show you that it is creating slowdowns, some accumulation. So again, this is our Flint Vehicle City camera. Let's go to another one of our cameras. We'll look at downtown Flint real quick just to show you what you're sort of seeing there. And again, snow-covered roads very quickly over the last couple of hours. So if you're going to be traveling downtown Flint, be prepared for those slowdowns. We'll get out to, let's go to downtown Saginaw. Let's just see what we have going on here. This obviously over there by the Dow. Roads not snow-covered. You're seeing at least wet roads. But that also becomes an issue because over the next couple of hours, temperatures do start to drop and will actually be pretty far below freezing. So you may not have snow-covered roads in some areas, but melting snow will freeze and you'll have slick spots. So difficult travel is definitely going to be a possibility through the remainder of tonight. And we'll look at our hour by hour. Let's see what we have here. Snow chances continuing to be a sight through about 11 p.m. I think it's after that it moves out to our south-southeast, and we actually stay dry through the remainder of our night into tomorrow morning. So some good recovery. Obviously, if you have travel plans tomorrow morning, I know people have church, maybe you just have Sunday morning plans, you won't have any more snow falling. Definitely could still see some slick spots, though, as you're getting out and about for the morning. And then after that, we're luckily dry for both Sunday and Monday. We'll have another chance of precipitation on Tuesday. But here's your planner for traffic. Again, from 7 p.m. tonight, so the last hour or so through midnight, roads have become snowy and slippery. That will continue to be a sight as we get past midnight, but we will see some improvement, especially as road crews get out to treat our roads. And then past about 7 a.m., I think we'll be in better shape. The back roads could still have some slick spots, so be careful of that. By midday tomorrow, I think we'll be in good shape all across mid-Michigan. So if you have travel plans for Sunday afternoon, I wouldn't cancel anything. Just be careful if you are on back roads. And speaking of road conditions, I'm actually going to pull up the MDOT map just to show you what we're seeing here across mid-Michigan. So you're seeing that yellow, that slowed conditions from areas like Clare all the way south to Lansing, 75 as far south as Detroit, all the way through Bay City, slow down. There's been accidents, especially out towards Ithaca. Ithaca down to Lansing has been a pretty big hotspot for slowdowns over the last couple of hours. So if you're traveling or have plans to travel in that area, just be prepared. There have been a few accidents reported in that area. So I'll pull up the accidents just to see if MDOT is showing anything. Doesn't appear so, but I have had reports on Facebook of some slowdowns and some accidents out on 127 from Ithaca to Lansing. So that will be an area, just be careful. I think most of them in Michigan, south of the Bay, just be prepared for slowdowns, for slick roads, for difficult travel conditions as we get through tonight into early tomorrow morning. I think we do get some recovery there. Now, one thing I did end up updating was that snowfall potential. Again, with that southerly shift, that moved that 1 to 3 down just a little bit farther south. So I think Saginaw is going to be very close. Bay City, you could get there as well. But the farther north you move, the less snow you're going to see, and giving you some clear conditions. I think that's a good thing. I know West Branch, Houghton Lake, you definitely still had snow on the ground in some of those areas. So more snow is not really what you wanted, but down south you will get some more accumulations as we get through the next really 4 to 5 hours. Just going to read our Facebook chat. Debbie says, spring needs to get here ASAP. I know I've heard that a lot from people. I know we've had these really nice days. Yesterday was really nice in the 50s, but it still is February into March. We're still getting into the start of spring or approaching spring. So we still have a few more snow events here. Denise says, when I got to church tonight, my windshield had wet snow sticking and the wipers couldn't get it off. It doesn't surprise me. There's some moisture there with this snowfall. So it is accumulating very quickly. Even this lighter snow at times has accumulated pretty quickly. And like I said, temperatures are dropping. So anything we do get, if it melts quickly, if you have treated roads and it starts to melt, it may start to freeze, as we already starting to see some areas like Houghton Lake at 18, West Branch at 22, Saginaw at 23, Flint at 25. So you're going to get snow-covered roads. You're probably going to get some icy roads, and it's just not going to be the greatest travel conditions, especially as you move south. So please, please be careful if you do have to get out and about for the rest of tonight. And the National Weather Service has also highlighted this chance of snow with a special weather statement. So this special weather statement, I think it's going to go right till about midnight. So Kathy actually asked, when does this end tonight? Most of the snow should be gone by midnight. You will still see some light stuff, especially if you live in Genesee or Lapeer counties, a little bit later than that. But by 1 a.m., I think most of our area, you're going to be in the clear. You'll be dry through all of Sunday. Where are the accidents on 27? Right now, there's not any actually reported on 127. I actually pull up our MDOT map. But I did see on Facebook, from Ithaca down to Lansing on 127, there were some accidents there. But again, the MDOT map not showing that right now. Maybe if I pull this up, it will. No, it isn't showing. There is an accident actually right now. This is out of our area, but south of Genesee County, as you get into farther south there, 75. Let me see if I can pull this up. I don't know if it will give me the information. Is this a closure? It does look like there is a closure. Let me see if I can get more information on that. Just for anyone that maybe you're traveling down to Detroit tonight or you're traveling up tonight, that's where we're seeing some slowdowns as well. So let me just see road accidents for you. But luckily, we're not seeing any of those accidents being reported on 127 at this point, but there were a few earlier, at least according to a few Facebook. So here we go. Southbound I-75, looks like there is an accident on the left shoulder and left lane in Oakland County. Let me see if I can pull more details on this. I don't know why it's not letting me. So just after Grange Hall Road, there's an accident on southbound I-75 that is creating some slowdown. So that is out of our area, but I just want to highlight it because it does end up going into Genesee County there. Let me see what I can see, find some more information here, because it does look like they're very slowed down in that area, just south of Grand Blanc as you start to get into Oakland County. A few more questions over in our chat. Joseph asked, how about Lansing? You're probably going to see a pretty consistent snowfall here for the next couple of hours. Again, that is a little bit out of our area, but because you're asking, I will highlight it. But back to our map, I'll zoom out here if I can, if it will let me. Sometimes the map wants to fight me. Zoom out, maybe. But as you can see, I'll quickly highlight it, point it out. heaviest snow right now is just to the west of Lansing. So it's this darker blue that you're seeing. That's going to move east here over the next couple of hours. So along 96 and then eventually along 69 is where we're going to see that heaviest snowfall. CF asked, how about Mount Pleasant? You did have some snowfall earlier. You've probably been outdoors. You've seen some accumulations. I think, though, you're in an area of Mount Pleasant, really north of Mount Pleasant, Midland, Clare, Gladwin. You're in a point where most of that snow chance actually looks to be moving out. So, again, this isn't the longest snow, but it's a quick-moving, sort of heavy-hitting system real quick. But Mount Pleasant, I think you're going to be in decently good shape here. You still will have slick roads through probably the majority of the night, but you're getting in better shape, at least for new snowfall. Any road crews that are out there, you'll be able to fight that off better as you don't get more accumulations. Cherry says, good evening from Gladwin. There's very little snow in Gladwin right now. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That snow chance did shift south again. If you've been watching the TV5 First Alert Weather Team, you probably heard us talk about it really all through the last 24 hours. This system has not been consistent. It's been a long time since any of us have seen a system really not show itself very well on forecasting models. It has moved north. It has moved south. At one point yesterday, some of the models had it in Indiana and Ohio. At one point yesterday, a few of the models had it north of the Bay. So it has been a very hard one to read. We got a better idea this morning. It shifted south a little bit more here as we got into the afternoon. Sandy said, how much in Saginaw? I think you're still sitting most likely in that 1 to 3 inch range. Could you end up in that trace to 1? I think there's definitely a possibility. It's going to, the snowfall in Saginaw is going to be determined about how quickly it can move out. So it's already looking like that northern side of this system is struggling just a little bit. And early on in the system, it was struggling as we had some drier air moving itself in. So that was a good thing. We didn't get that earlier start because of that dry air, but we did see some snow. Again, I know there's slick roads out there. I walked outside just a little bit ago, and there was snow on all the vehicles in the TV5 parking lot. So you will definitely see some snow accumulations, probably I'd say 1 to 3 inches. But you could fall short of that, especially if you live north Saginaw up to Bay City. I think that area may struggle a little bit. Kathy says, wish it was more south. I think a lot of people are wishing that. Like I said earlier in the stream, I've been watching Facebook here over the last couple of days, seeing what people are saying, and people are really sick of this. After we had really 2 weeks of spring-like weather almost. Yeah, we had a few cold days in there, but not much snow. A lot of the snow we had on the ground melted, and now we're adding some more, especially if you live down to the south. So, again, luckily this is a quick-moving system. I do think by midnight, most of this snow should be out of the region. We see our hour by hour. A few areas of southern Genesee and Lapeer counties may see some snow till 1 to 2 a.m. But the rest of the TV5 viewing area, you should be in good shape. Again, roads will probably be in tough shape through about, I'd say, 6 to 7 a.m. just as road crews get out and they can take care of any of that snow that did fall onto the roads and any of the ice that is formed as temperatures have dropped here through a majority of our afternoon and as they drop as we get into our evening. Now, I will quickly pull up 7-day just for anyone that wants a quick look at that because we do have some warmer temperatures on the way before I end the stream. So that's a good thing. We do have some more spring-like days. Tuesday will be another day we have to keep an eye out for as we do have a rain-snow mix that could have a wintry mix at times as temperatures will be in that mid to lower 30s range. That's another low pressure system. Again, we'll see how that develops. But after Tuesday, we're back into the 40s for Wednesday and Thursday. We're seeing some rain chances looking to develop as we get to the end of next week. And as you can see, there are actually some 50s starting to appear for Friday and on Saturday. So hopefully we can get off of this system. We'll have that system on Tuesday that we'll have to keep an eye out. But hopefully after that, we can have some warmer days at least through the end of the next week into next weekend, and then hopefully into the week after that with temperatures possibly closer to the 60s. Again, there's a lot of time between now and then, but we are looking in better shape at least through that first full week of March into that first full weekend of March. So that's a good thing to look forward to. Obviously, some more rain chances may ruin some of those days, but things should be getting better here over the next couple of weeks. But with that, I am going to end our stream. Make sure you tune in to our newscast at 10 and 11 p.m. where I'll have more updates on what the snow is doing. You can head over to our Facebook page where I'll be posting updates through the remainder of our afternoon and evening. Just follow the TV5 First Alert Weather Team members. TV5 Chief Meteorologist Chris Easlick, he'll have updates through the remainder of the day on his Facebook page, so make sure you look him up. Again, I will on my Facebook page at Meteorologist Stone Schaefer. You can also scan the QR code that's sitting right below me. That will send you over to the App Store or the Google Play Store, and that's where you can download the TV5 First Alert Weather app, where you can get more from the First Alert Weather Team. I'll be updating that on and off through the rest of our afternoon, or the rest of our evening into tonight. But with that, hopefully everyone can stay dry, stay safe tonight. If you can, avoid getting on the roads. There are some slowdowns, there are some accidents. But again, by the time we wake up tomorrow, hopefully we can start to see those roads improve. There won't be any more snowfall, so that's a good thing as we get through at least tomorrow morning, and we can enjoy a sunny day as we get through our Sunday. But with that, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your Saturday.